deeply, and so we felt like, well, here's a person that we could trust to work with, and so I think that's, we got all the forces in alignment, and then all that needed to happen was the real maelstrom of creation that we all got sucked into.
Yeah, I'm curious what that experience has been like for you. First of all, to work in spoken word in terms of writing poetry, but maybe even more so what it was like to perform live. I know you've done a lot of speaking in terms of giving talks in front of audiences, and back in the late 70s and early 80s you did a lot of performance artwork, but nothing that was quite like this, that was really getting up on a stage with music and in a kind of theatrical performance-like setting, and it must be radically different from, you know, the work that you do more typically as a visual artist. What was that like for you?
Well, it's weird. I mean, it's definitely was, you know, and I question my own sanity of attempting it. But then again, I think that, you know, challenges, creative challenges are good. And I was waffling for a long time whether we should do it or not at all, you know. It was like, it could have gone the other way very easily. But then there was something very deep inside that said, you've got to do this. You've got to. So, you know, it's preposterous, it's pretentious, there's all kinds of things, you know, even to call something world spirit, you know, it's like, you know, two people can't sum that up, you know, but we could at least point to something that could be evolving for humanity. That's where the whole notion of the integral art aspect of the world spirit thing comes from. It's not just the motivation and combination of mediums. You know, we got the visual medium going, the sound going. We're trying to bring as much depth and meaning as we can. We're trying to go cross-cultural and allude to many different wisdom paths along the way. But at least making the attempt to connect on that linguistic level with numerous other cultures. And I think the Mystic Family Circus tried to put a cross-cultural spin on things. I love the idea of thinking of what makes for a work of integral art. You know, what is that? So this is our first meditation on that.
Thank you. Before we begin, I just want to let everyone know what an incredible amount of beautiful energy and giving went into this event tonight from just so many people. It's just been a brilliant experience to feel that and feel how much the Bay Area has to offer the world, how much creativity and positive vision can come forth from this place. It needs to spread, it needs to ripple outwards, it needs to reach everybody. Please, World Spirit, come down this very moment in this very place. Heal us. Help us learn to be at peace with ourselves so we can radiate love and compassion to others, so we can join the inside and the outside, the individual, the collective, nature, mind, spirit. I want to read a very short poem that was written by my teacher, Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche. The poem has an image of a pebble being tossed in water and the ripples that expand out from that in all directions. And for me, this has always symbolized that even a small gesture, such as putting on this event, a very localized small gesture in one time and place, can have ripples that expand throughout the entire cosmos and can touch all beings. Here we go. There is no application for exotic wisdom. Wisdom must communicate to the people of now. Dharma is the study of what is and fulfills the understanding of what is here, right now. The ripple expands when you throw the pebble. It is true, a fact. That is the point of faith, of full conviction which no one can defeat or challenge.
We gather in the name and the image of World Spirit. Let us all put our hands up, calling in Spirit. World Spirit, Global Spirit, Cosmic Spirit, Spirit who courses through all beings, all cultures, all time, all religions, all hearts. O great Spirit, who hovered over the waters at the beginning of creation, hover over the minds and the hearts of all of us, and our hands too, that we may be co-creators of a world that puts peace before war, passion before indifference, justice before injustice, joy before sadness, sharing before hoarding, celebration before forgetting. Come, Spirit, Spirit of artists, Spirit of all who bring life, image, form, memory, and ancestors alive. Bring us alive. Make our species new again. Move us into your world, a world of spirit, a world of hope, refreshment, joy, and youthfulness. Blessed be.
I thought it might be interesting to explore a little bit more about the collaborative aspect of this project. What's different about collaboration versus working as an individual?
Yes.
Loss of control.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So you, part of you then has to surrender to a process of discovery of how it's different than you might have imagined, you know.
It's one thing to write music for a film, like a soundtrack, and it's one thing to perform spoken word by yourself. But to have it be done live, and also electronic music isn't quite as malleable as like a band, for instance, where it's all different people jamming. And then, you know, we had a second stage performers going on, and it was definitely, I think that was kind of the biggest challenge, was you know, figuring out how to get all these elements, the visual projections, the music, Alex's delivery, the stage performers, how to fit it all together seamlessly.
I'm more or less the visual character, and so I loved seeing everything that you had arranged for all the diverse shots, and the setup for the evening was just gorgeous. All the different people who were involved in making the altars and the light sculptures and everything. It was incredible, really. It was like one of the best parties I'd ever been to. You know?
The audience was really beautiful too. Just so many people put so much effort into the outfits that they wore, and you know, they were as much a part of the performance.
Totally.
As everything else.
Like you could only do that also in San Francisco, I have to say. You know, it is the birthplace of Burning Man, and culture from the 60s is still, you know, alive and well in the kind of communal living situations, people who love to party and dress up, and so it's there's an active sort of imaginal adornment that is part of the aesthetic of the nightlife here, and that I don't think is. It doesn't reach this kind of excess anywhere else in America that I know of. You know.
So, what was it like for you to have Allison and Zena join you in the performance?
For me, art is about love. It's about working with the subjects you love. And a lot of times Allison and Zena are in my paintings, and so they're the source, the most apparent and fullest on source of love in my life, and so it was great to have them on stage with us, you know.